dancehall me from creation.
Yes. All right, guys. How's it going? If you ain't been Rona raped in your throat, then you're lucky. Well, we haven't been Rona raped either, but sorry, there's just a bit of random shit there. So this is going to be episode 8, and it's going to be a sibling special. So basically, we're going to be taking the piss out of my brother Damon and your sister Laura, right?
That's correct, mate. That's correct. Yeah.
Oh, fuck. You know, I've broken protocol here. I forgot to introduce myself. So, I'm Sam the Spanner, and you're Adam?
And I'm cousin Adam. Yes.
Yes, Adam Shagham. So, we're cousins with our family ties in Rowhedge, Essex. And I thought that we'd talk about something less depressing than the fucked up Man United situation at the minute.
Yeah,
with the old glazers and Woodwank.
Yeah, that's a dire situation at the moment.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's proper shite. So,
yeah.
Just a little shout out to Stephen Howson, who's just done a pretty good analysis of how shit the situation is.
Definitely.
But I think also we did a pretty good job the other day slating off Woodworm in episode 7.
Yes.
So,
agreed.
Hold on. Oh, mate, that was just harmony. Sorry. Yeah, so here we go. So, I think one of the advantages of being the older brother is we were just cunts, weren't we, to our younger brothers and sister? Yeah. It's pretty standard, really, I suppose.
I think so. But
you got 2 kids and I got 2 kids, but I think you got 2 girls, so I think the relationship's going to be slightly different, right?
Yeah, I think so. But, you know, at the end of the day, we were arseholes and immature with it as well. So that made it all that much more pleasing.
Yes, that's very, very true. So, mate, I've just got to pencil in something that I forgot to put in.
Get the
This is
out.
quite important.
Okay.
Oh, mate, this is going to be a good one. So, and then, all right, it's actually 2 things. It's just come back to me. I mean, mate, some of the memories just do get disappeared. Also, when you're drinking this random weird beer wank, Argos.
That's it.
Oh, mate, I'm addicted to this stuff.
Really?
Fucking yeah, mate. It's so fucking hot out here. I can't tell you. It's not like 40 degrees, but it's just like you'd call it muggy, right? You guys say muggy.
Muggy. Getting mugged off by the weather.
No, we're expecting a full-on storm tonight.
Isn't there some kind of like hurricane building in the Mediterranean?
Well, probably because of me sending the farts and belches upwards or something. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, dear. So, going back to the old... the old topic. So, I was going to just sort of refresh your memory a bit. So, before you got your conservatory sort of extension made, right?
Yeah.
You used to have some patio doors. Can you remember that?
Yes.
And I think there was sliding doors, and you had this, like, obviously a mat, you know, to like wipe your feet when it was wet and all that.
Yeah.
Well, I just have this random memory of your sister coming through. She just somehow managed to whack out one of the longest turds in history on that. We were pissing ourselves. Mate, it was like fucking longer than David's foot long hot dog.
Oh, brilliant. Oh,
dear.
fantastic. Oh,
mate,
my days.
And then another flashback was the mystery Malteser. So if you're thinking, what the fuck,
Yeah.
mate, I swear, your sister picked up a mystery Malteser and ate it and made herself
Right.
gag because it was one of her little tiny turds.
A nugget.
So, mate, a nougat.
Nougat. Yeah.
No, so if anyone's listening, basically, yeah, she was probably like 1.5 or
Yeah.
2, and we were like, mate, what was the age difference? What's the age
Um,
difference between you and
hang
your
on.
sister? You should know this.
Hang on. Nearly 4.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah. About 3.5 years, I think, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we've got like a mental age which is way inferior, and she's much
Without a doubt. It was
more
probably about
mature.
a mental age of about a 3.5-year-old. Yeah. So.
Oh, mate. So going back to the old teasing topic,
Yeah.
it's just it was pretty standard practice, wasn't it? So
Of course. Yes.
apologies, Laura, but it was just maybe we could blame our parents. Could we
Maybe.
actually
I think
pass
so.
on the blame to someone else?
Yeah. Of course. Let's go for it.
Yeah, fuck it. It wasn't our fault. It was our parents for
Yeah.
being knobs.
It was our
So,
surroundings. Yeah. Our
yeah,
surroundings made us
exactly.
do it.
It wasn't nature, it was nurture. So basically, I remember like full on Homer Simpson moment, but sort of like reducing the age to like toddler
Yeah.
time. So we'd like manage to really wind her up,
Yeah.
and we'd piss it. We'd piss it, mate. We'd fucking get a chase of your sister all the way from the bottom of the stairs,
Yeah.
right down the hallway, straight into the kitchen, and on
Yeah.
the old tiled flooring that was quite slidey with our socks on. We'd do
Yes.
a full on like side slide and
Yeah.
like do a perfectly timed sort of like slide under the kitchen table, and then your sister would run full on forehead straight into the edge of the table, fall backwards, crack the back of her head on the fucking floor. Not once, not twice, but thrice, mate.
Yes.
History repeated itself.
You'd think you'd learn from the pain, but obviously not.
No pain, no gain. No,
Exactly.
mate, that double sort of whammy whack on the front and the back of the head must have erased a few neurons. But
Yeah.
then there was this
Oh dear.
random time when you came up with this interesting nickname for your sister, which was Constance. So, do you remember that game or that kind of abuse?
Yeah. The modern slavery abuse, you mean? Uh,
Oh,
yeah.
mate, I was just about to spit out my beer.
No. Yeah. I vaguely remember that, but yeah. No, that was first world slavery, shall we say?
So basically, it was a game for us,
Yeah. But
and
yeah.
she went along with it, which was quite interesting.
Yeah.
So
It was a social experiment. That's.
exactly. All right. Do you enjoy being subservient? She'd go along with it. We'd be like, all right, now you got to do this. Pick that up. Clean this. Get us a drink from the kitchen.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Oh dear.
Pick up my white blanket off the floor.
The white blanket.
What was the use of the white blanket?
I can't.
It's
I can't.
like, mate, if you
Skin
can't remember,
removal.
I swear, mate, your fucking balls will remember. Apparently, the epidermis has memory cells. So basically, 6 o'clock, right? This is my time to watch The Simpsons. Pens down. Let's scratch them balls with a white blanket. Oh dear, sorry, we deviated there. I just couldn't help myself. Fucking hell. So, oh mate, one of the classic features of Rowhedge was that notorious metallic slide in the small wreck. Can
Yes,
you remember that?
yeah, that was back in
So
the day. That was, yeah,
back in the day when everyone was like, "Fuck health and safety," you
yeah,
know.
pretty much, yeah,
So we would have a right old laugh. I mean, me and you would go, we'd piss about with the football, like
yeah,
proper, like lobbing it down the slide and seeing how far it'd go. But I don't know how, whatever kind of metal it was made from, like must
yeah.
have been sort of like the end bit of a container ship or something. Basically, the amount of times your sister would go down it and not get skid marks, but literally get her knickers ripped in half by the friction. Fucking talk about sparks flying, mate.
Oh
Oh
my god,
dear, oh dear.
it's
And
that,
then,
it's that Einstein quote in it, doing the same thing and expecting a different result.
no, sorry, Einstein. But every time it happened, she'd end up with another hole in her pants. Oh god. No, so going on to the old the other slide anecdote was, so I don't know if you remember, but I must have been about 6 years old, and my mum was randomly filming stuff around the village.
Right.
And then obviously between Nan and Granddad's garden and your garden next door was the old, what do you call it, like the metallic mesh, instead of having a fence.
Yes. Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
could sort of visibly see through
Like a prison
each
yard.
other's gardens. Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell. But so you used to have this plastic slide. This is on tape. So I remember, God knows why my mum left that on film, but sorry, so your sister went down. No, I went down the slide. I think it was. Laura
Right.
was being all innocent and cute,
Yeah.
and I just randomly grabbed her and I farted on her, and then I was just celebrating on camera. Oh, what a knob! Oh, seriously. But again, let's pass the blame onto the parents.
Exactly.
So
You've always got to celebrate a rip and fart, though, haven't you?
yeah, I know.
Mm.
But oh, mate, dear oh dear. Nowadays with the WhatsApp and stuff, so me and you, obviously, from time to time, depending on our dietary input, we'll
Yeah.
send each other a good old recording, and then there'll be a bit of acknowledgement with the good old emojis and stuff. But
Exactly.
um,
Exactly. That's what it's
fast,
about.
I think fast forwarding the sort of Laura stuff to, I'd say, modern times. Um, we've had more than one occasion of problems with her
Yeah.
punctuality. So,
Punctuality, without a doubt.
go on,
Yeah.
mate. Give us an example.
um,
Wasn't
from the,
there a recent one with the
yeah,
caravan situation or
yeah,
something?
that was it. We were obviously meeting up for the first time since lockdown,
Yeah.
uh, and we were going to meet up at Felixstowe, and
Okay,
we
mate. The best chips in the world,
definitely,
cooked in beef dripping on the beachfront in Felixstowe.
yeah,
Sorry, you were in
exactly,
Felixstowe meeting up post
yeah,
lockdown.
yeah, exactly, and we agreed to meet at something like 11:30, and
Yeah.
basically we were a little bit late, obviously getting the kids in the car and whatever. So I think we ended up saying quarter to 12 like that.
Yeah.
And then basically it then got put to 12:15 by Laura.
Okay.
She didn't actually give a reason on that one. And I was like, okay, that's all right. And then it was 12:30.
Okay.
Um, eventually, 1:30. So that's a whole
Oh my
2 hours
god.
prior, post the original timing. Her and partner finally turned up, um,
Yeah.
claiming in commas traffic, which we all know means she was fanning around. Um,
No, mate,
and
you might as well have just rang Bojo and say, why don't you postpone the fucking lockdown lift for another couple more hours, mate?
exactly, but yeah, it's always a good 45 to an hour and a half, 45 minutes to an hour and a half. You have to add on to the time slot, and then then you might actually get somewhere.
Oh, mate. So, you know how we've had quite a bit of banter about the old reflux capacitor with Back to the Future, right?
Yeah,
So, I'm going to draw a parallel now between Grandad and Dr. Brown, right?
right.
So, the doc. So, you know, when he's managed to sort out the cables on the clock tower, right?
Yep,
And he's waiting for old Marty McFly to make an appearance, you know, to get the
yep,
car in position, ready before
yep,
the lightning strikes.
yep.
And there's this scene of Doc with his he's got his stopwatches and stuff, and he's darn it, where is that guy? Darn
Yeah,
it, where is that guy? So basically, Grandad would get himself into a right old kerfuffle, and Laura would have asked him for a favour to drop her off somewhere. So it'd be like, you know what Grandad's like when it comes to time punctuality. If
yeah.
anyone's like 2 minutes late, he's like, darn it, where is that guy? 5 minutes later, she's not here yet. What's wrong with that girl? What is she doing? Do you know what I mean? Fucking
Yeah, brilliant.
nerve wracking.
Yeah,
So, another classic thing about your sister, I mean, God
yeah,
knows how she's a teacher like me. I mean, her spelling is just incredible. So some of the typos, mate,
yeah,
we've literally been in stitches. Remember one time we got back from the pub
yeah,
and we were just screaming with laughter. You were on your doorstep, I was on Nan and Granddad's
yeah,
doorstep, and we were like, what the fuck? So
yeah,
some random typo said like calling your daughter Olympus and
yeah.
referring to your wife as Keane. What the fuck? Married to Roy Keane?
Oh, mate, honestly, I was
Oh,
laughing so hard I thought I was going to have a brain hemorrhage on that one. That was yeah, all my neck muscles locked up and everything, and that was just, mate. But it was like it was literally one sentence after another was
yeah, I
an
know. It was.
horrendous typo to the point where it just gave pure comical value.
Oh mate, it was full on dyslexia to the max. And then another thing that has been was quite nerve wracking for me. So on various occasions, you know, she's come out to visit me and stuff in Spain, and
Yeah,
always with the arrangement that I'd go and pick her up from the bus station. But obviously, for her
yeah,
to get to the bus station, she needs to get on a bus from Malaga Airport and come up to Granada. Oh
yeah.
shit! I've just revealed what part of the country I could be near. Anyway, basically,
Nearest
she
city.
gets off somewhere near the vicinity of the south
Yeah,
of Spain
yeah,
and the Mediterranean, those tsunami farts.
yeah,
Basically, she's like, so she gets off the plane and gets on the bus, and she's coming up, and I'm going to go to the bus station. And then I'm thinking, mate, has she actually got on the plane from England? Has she got off the plane? Has she got onto the bus? Oh, fucking hell. And I'm thinking, why isn't she replying to my text messages? I'm ringing her phone, no fucking reply. And it's like nearly midnight, and I've got to go and pick her up from the last bus in or something.
oh,
Mate, no fucking reply. I ring you, Adam, do you know the whereabouts of your sister? And you're like, hold on a minute, I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere in Dorset on holiday. Just got to walk up a hill to get a bit more phone signal. I'll try and text her or a partner.
Yeah.
But it turns out that every time she's got on the bus, she just ends up in a coma. Literally passes straight out. So I know, mate, that in the future I'll just be like, have some speed or something. Don't fall asleep. Have some citric acid, fucking Mason Greenwood stuff.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
mate, so something else that I had penciled in. Right, this was one of the last Laura highlights. Is I'm
Right,
sure we could do more sibling special episodes in the future with more anecdotes. But mate,
I
this
think
is
so.
absolute. This is gold, pure
Right,
gold.
okay.
So just tell us a little bit about the sonic boom in the caravan.
Yeah, basically,
Wait, let me
basically,
just take a sip of beer, mate. I need to lubricate my mouth. I'm a bit dry. Too many salty nuts. Oh, all right, when you're ready, mate.
basically at that time, it was going back a few years. I was on a very high protein diet, um, and being the mature person that I am, no, we, you know, we've got all the family down in the caravan, yeah, and I'm like
Yeah,
on my laptop playing a bit of footy manager.
yeah. Nice.
Um, at the time, I'd only got the one child. Um,
Okay.
this was,
You're in a child.
um, and I was sitting there playing a bit of footy manager, and I was like, I really need to like let one go. I was like,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what come over me, but I, I looked up away from the computer screen and noticed Laura is asleep
Yeah.
on the sofa of the caravan. I was like, hmm, this seems a good opportunity to scare the shit out of her. So I proceed to get up and I think to myself, right, how
Yeah.
can I make this more fun? I know, I'm going to drop my pants so there's no buffer, right? It's, it's just arse, and I've got as close up to her as I possibly could without getting skin on skin contact, because that'd just be wrong, wouldn't it? We've got to draw a boundary somewhere. And then I proceed to let one go from the halfway line. In the meantime, I've got my wife to record this, right? Because I needed this as video evidence. And she woke up and she was like, "What the fuck's this?" And basically looked back at the video footage, and you could see the exact moment where the sound hit her.
Break the fucking sound barrier, mate.
It's brilliant, honestly. It's just you just see her like when you like get woken up suddenly and you like shake
Yeah,
and you wake up thinking, "What the fuck's this?" You can
yeah,
see that
yeah.
moment happen on the video, and you know, in
Oh.
I'm quite impressed with that. To be honest with you, it's one of my life achievements of scaring the shit out of my sister.
No, mate, that was as I said, pure gold. Because I tell you what, this ain't no lie. I must have replayed that video about 1,000 times, and not only 1,000 times, right? So half 1,000 is about 500, and I must have played it half the 500 times on silent,
Yeah,
because somehow you can appreciate the fucking the side of your ass cheek rippling. Laura's cheek kind of vibrating as it receives the shockwave.
oh,
Oh,
brilliant. It's
Oh
one of
dear, oh dear.
I could have
Oh,
been a good silent film artist. That's all I can say. Yeah, a bit of
oh my God.
silent film because that was, yeah, it's one of those that has two. You can appreciate it through like just film by just looking at it, but then you
Yeah,
can also
yeah.
appreciate it with the volume full whack.
Oh, mate. So how,
You know.
in sort of like square meters, how much space was there in the caravan to breathe?
Well, after that it entered the atmosphere, there wasn't a lot of oxygen.
Oh, mate, this has actually triggered another random thought. So, do you remember
Okay,
when, like, after this sort of Nokia phone era, and everyone
yeah,
had the old 3210s and all the Snake and all that bollocks, then
right,
later on you had like the flip phones. You were one of the first that got one of these like jazzy, I think it was a Samsung phone,
right,
and you could like actually whack on segments of MP3s and use it as your ringtones. And it had a
yes,
good voice recorder and a playback thing, right?
yeah,
So, mate, it was like one of those typical Sunday afternoons when everyone was like maxed out, like roasting a hangover.
yep,
And I remember your mum being like in a coma on the sofa.
yeah,
What do you do? Like fucking Men in Black. You whack out your Samsung, open the flip, you rest on your mum's shoulder, you press play, you stand back, and you whacked out this huge recording of your ass, mate. It nearly sent it flying. Oh
Oh,
dear, oh
what
dear,
it's like to be a kid
mate.
again,
That,
honestly.
mate, oh mate. But we've got the perfect role model in Granddad. That if when you're old, when you don't laugh anymore, at stupid
Yep,
things.
yep,
So,
that's
oh
it.
fucking hell, mate. Oh bloody hell, the good old family guest there. So I'm gonna say something, right? We've just done nearly a half
Yep,
hour episode just on one of the siblings, so I
yep,
think we should like wrap it up there. And then, because we've got so
yep,
much banter, and just for like the commodity of you know putting the video together and
yep,
stuff, I think now is a good sort of like halfway point.
yeah, yep.
So
Fair enough.
if that's all right, we'll call it a day, and we'll add some more anecdotes to the next list about my sibling. All right,
Definitely. Yeah, without a doubt, mate. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, then. So
good
over and
shit.
out.
All right, so yeah, but before we completely over and out all the way, I'm just going to say, Laura, mate, you are a legend in your own weird way. And
Yeah, learn to be
I
punctual. Fuck's
also forgot. Yeah, I know. And mate, she's got a brilliant fruity cough, and all she's got to do is cough a little harder and bring out the fucking green, and she's sorted. She's an
Brilliant.
invisible chain smoker. No,
Yeah,
mate. Laura, we haven't revealed any of your personal details, so please do not take us to court.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, now we can officially wrap it up,
We're
mate.
gonna wrap it out.
So,
Right, okay, over and out, mate.
over and out. And see you later, chronic masturbators.